Hi everyone, it's Alex. So today I'm in my kitchen and I'm going to make some meatballs for tea. So first of all I'm going to get my onion and I'm going to chop my onion. But before I do that, what I've got to make sure is that I have a clean work surface. So like we do in the hive, we always clean down first using our detergent spray, our antibac spray. Just give it a quick wipe and make sure your area is clean. And now we're clean. I've obviously got my apron on, again to keep me clean. And then we need a chopping board. And I'm going to use my sharp knife. And then I'm going to cut the skin off the onion. Now remember what I said to people when I do my cooking. When you're doing an onion, try not to lean over it. Try to keep it away from you so all the vapours from the onions don't go up your eyes, because if they do, you'll probably end up crying. Okay, so I'm just going to take the skin off. Like so. You see? Trying to keep it away from my nose. There we go. These are quite strong. Okay, so the onion's in half. So I have 2 halves and a whole onion. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this onion up. Slice it long ways first, being careful with my fingers, and then I'm going to turn it round and slice it the other way. So that's that half done, and then I'm going to put it in my bowl, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Slice it. What professionals do is they use their fingers like so, and they move the knife down the front of the fingers. And what you do is just move your fingers slightly out the way as you're slicing. But I'm not that good at that, so I've just got to be careful not to cut my fingers. Okay, so that's all nice and sliced up. And again, I'm going to put that in my bowl. And then I'm going to get a little bit of garlic. So I have a garlic clove. I don't know if you can see that because the camera's quite away and I've just dropped it on the floor. So I'll get another one. Okay, so I'm just going to take the bottom off, take the top off, and then see if I can peel the garlic, taking the skin off, so we've got a nice white clean piece of garlic. And then I'll do another one. Don't want it too garlicky. There we go, so I've got a few little bits there. I'll just get this one. It. Oops, a little bit of skin left on there, we don't want that in the meatballs. Okay, and then I'm going to get my garlic press. Here's one I washed earlier. And I'm going to crush that garlic into my bowl with my garlic press. Put a little bit more in. Okay, and again crush with my garlic crusher, and then just put the garlic in. And then what I usually put in is bread, wholemeal bread. And what I usually do with this is I break it up into crumbs. So what I do with my bowl, just get the bread in your hand and just try to just crumble it. Don't matter if it's too thick, because it'll all stir together, and then just break it down. So I've got 2 slices of wholemeal bread, and we can do that. We can rub it, that'll break it up. There we go. If you've got a food processor, obviously put it in the food processor and chop it up with the onion and your garlic in there, but I've not used that today because it's a little bit noisy. Okay. Of course, I have washed my hands before we started, so that is the first important thing to do. Wash your hands first, clean your surface down, and then obviously start to do what you're doing. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. Okay. And a little bit of salt. And then just to give it a little bit of a kick, a tiny little bit of chili powder. Chili powder. Not a lot, because if you put too much in, it'll be too hot. Okay. Right. What we need to add next is your mincemeat. I think this was a 250 gram pack of mincemeat that I've split in half. So I'm going to put all that in. So that's 125 grams I put in there. Okay. Now, what we can do now is mix all this together. So you can either use a spoon or get your hands in there and just push all those onions and that mince together. Maybe I've put a bit too much onion in this today, but we'll see. Maybe I only needed half an onion. They are quite strong as well, these onions. I can starting to make my eyes run a little bit. Okay, so we're not going to worry too much. I think I may have added a bit too much onion, but what we'll do, we'll just make that easier in a minute. Then what we need is an egg, and we're going to add that egg, making sure we don't get any shell in there. And then what I will do is use a spoon. It's going to get a bit sticky. And this egg, what you put in there now, if you just give it a stir round, it helps all the ingredients stick together. Okay. That was quite a big onion, and there is a lot of onion in this today. But as everything cooking is trial and error. Okay, so then I've got my dish ready to go in. I put some olive oil in the bottom, stop it sticking. So what I'm going to do now with this mix, I'm just going to press that mixture into balls, and they need to be about this big, about the size of a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And then I'm going to keep doing this, getting a little bit of that mixture, pressing it all together. There we go. And again, keep going. There is a little bit too much onion in this today. Maybe if I'd have put it in the food processor, it would have made it a little bit finer. But I like it chunky. Okay, so we're nearly there. Squeezing these meatballs together. So that egg that we've put in there is making it all stick. There you go, another one. So try to space them out And then I think I've just got enough for possibly another one. Ooh. Give it a good squeeze. That's another one. Possibly one more. Might be a bit of an onion one, this one a bit smaller, but it'll do. Okay. Right. So I have got some onion left, but that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I only needed to use half an onion. Okay. So I've got my meatballs ready. I will try to space them out. And what I usually do now is put them in the oven for about 15 minutes at 200. I've got the oven set at 200. So I'm going to pop them in the oven. Sorry, the light's in the way. And then I'm going to put my timer on to remind me. 15 minutes. Don't know if you can see that. And what I do then after 15 minutes, I carefully get a spoon, turn them over, and then do them for about another 10-15 minutes until they're nice and brown. And then when they're nice and brown and we know they're cooked, then what I do is then I put on my tomato sauce, because I cheat. So I get my tomato sauce, and then when they're done, after about 15 minutes for the first time, turn them over, do another 15 minutes, then I put my sauce in, just put that on top. Sometimes I add an extra can of tomatoes because it goes a little bit further, and then sometimes if I've got me, I'll fry some mushrooms and pop those in as well, and then again put them in for 15 minutes. So that sauce then becomes warm and cooks, and at the same time then I can put my pasta on. So what I can do, I'll just put you on pause, and then we'll go on to the next stage when they're ready. Okay, I'll see you in 25 minutes.